I didn't realize that my small daily habits were really affecting my life until I really started to realize, like, why am I wanting things and working towards it, but nothing really is being executed? And I wanted to make this video today to really show you guys, like, what I did differently, quietly behind the scenes, so that way I can be more productive, I can get more done, and I can also be more happy with my decisions and my life. So first, let's talk about what wasn't working. I wrote everything down here so I can go over and make sure I don't forget anything. So the first thing that wasn't working was inconsistency. Not doing the same things in repetition that I knew I needed to do every day, like the gym, like journaling, like Bible studying. These things needed to be done every day with non-negotiable. Like it was a non-negotiable. Like it had to be done. So I would say my inconsistency wasn't working. No structure. No structure of my time, no structure of my day, no structure of my tasks. I just was all over the place. So just doing things randomly and distractions. Distractions, doom scrolling, on the phone, texting, blah, blah, blah. Those things were really hindering me from becoming the woman that I really wanted to be. And I had to remove it ASAP. I started to realize that my habits were quietly and very subtly changing my identity. The more I started to change my habits, the more I started to really hone in on what I was doing wrong, where I was being inconsistent, why was I not doing this, blah, 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 was the more I started to realize, like, yo, when I started to be consistent, and chose consistency over motivation, like I started to feel different inside my body. I started to feel different with my choices and my decisions, and it made a huge difference for me. My small actions mattered. Waking up on time every day, going to sleep at the same time every day, making sure that I do the same routine every day before work, spending that quiet time with God, which was a non negotiable now. Now I do without even thinking. But before I was inconsistent. I would not pray. I would Bible study here and there. I would try, blah, blah, blah. But the more I stay consistent and stop looking for motivation and just doing the do is when I started to see a transformation in my identity. One thing I also realized was that moving quietly was like the move, not announcing everything that you do. Like sometimes it's not for everyone to know that, oh, I'm building consistency. Oh, I'm building more discipline. Oh, I'm deciding that I want to do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you just don't have to tell people. Sometimes just move silently and move quietly so that way you can definitely do the things you want to do and complete and execute the tasks that you need to do. I wrote down the habits that changed my life. I have about 10 habits. I won't go into depth about all of them, but I just want you guys to know like these things are like non-negotiables now. When I first started like 2 months ago, I would say it was really hard because it was part of my daily habits and but they were really affecting me. But now like they're non-negotiables. I don't even think about it. I don't debate and I don't compromise these non-negotiables anymore. So the first one was alarms. I set alarms for everything. It is annoying. I won't lie. It is annoying, but it does keep me on track with my time and managing it. Setting my alarm to wake up, going to the gym, leaving the gym, going to work, packing my lunch, shower, this, blah, reading. My alarms are gold. Anyone who hangs around me, my phone is always about to set an alarm. The alarm's about to go off. And I know it's funny to everyone, but it really does help me manage my time better. Daily prayer, non negotiable. Daily prayer. Bible study. Following my Bible study guide slash plan for I'm doing the Bible in a year right now. So I'm on week 16 or 17, I believe. So I've been consistent since the first week of January. So yeah, non negotiable. Limiting screen time. I had to set a screen time limiter, whatever you want to call it, on my iPhone because I would doom scroll for hours and get nothing done after work. Rubbing my feet together after I shower and just doom scrolling on TikTok, laughing, kikiing. Meanwhile, my dreams were just fading away because I wasn't even trying to work towards getting them done. I was just distracted. So limiting distractions, putting my phone on D&D often, making sure my phone goes on sleep, screen time 45 minutes a day. 45 minutes a day. You don't need more than that. Like check your messages, check your DMs, whatever, if you post, blah, blah, blah. But I don't need more than 45 minutes a day. My iPhone does ask me if I want extra time. If I feel like I need a little extra time, I do click the little 15 minutes, then I'll do the 15-minute intervals. But When it keeps doing that to me, I'm like, you know what? I'm doing too much. And then I let it go. So limiting screen time, eating intentionally. Eating intentionally. I have been very intentional on my diet. I've been very intentional with all of that because my habits, I would eat when and however I wanted, and I was gaining a lot of weight. I lost almost 20 pounds in the last 2 months just from intermittent fasting and cleaning up my diet. And when I intermittent fast, I only eat between an 8 hour window and I fast for 12 hours. Most days, I only have one meal within that 8 hour window. And when I tell you that I wasn't working out for the month of March, but I was intermittent fasting, like the 12/8, and I saw a big difference. And being consistent and intentional with my food has been helping me to save money. And it's also been helping me know what to premeditate what I'm going to eat for the day. And it gets me excited, you know? So today I had power green lettuce. So, like, it was just like spinach, arugula, it's a mixture of lettuces. And then I had salmon. I had red onions soaked in vinegar that I love so much. And I also had like bell peppers in there and cucumbers with some oil and vinegar drizzled. Boom, done. Then I had a bowl of blackberries and some coconut cold. My day is done. I did sometimes I will cheat. Sometimes I will do a little sweet snack. But I know that if I put the majority of my food that's healthy and intentional, that a piece of a Snickers is not going to ruin everything that I work so hard for, you know. But I am more mindful and more intentional on what I eat. Six is planning. So I do have a planner that I do plan my week out every week. What am I Bible studying for that week? Each day, my plans, things to do for the boys, things to do for myself. And it does give me a clear scope of the week. So I'm not trying to do everything in one day. Everything is more structured. Working in focused environments. I don't always work at home. Sometimes I go to cafes, I go to Starbucks, I go to Barnes and Noble, I go to different locations where there's a charger and I can work. I do not always work at home because it's not always easy. I am distracted, like, and I'm more focused when I'm somewhere else. But I really, 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 really enjoy Barnes and Nobles. I do, just so you know. Number 8 is gym and fitness. I would say that I've been more consistent on going now. The month of March and prior to, I wasn't, but I had some car trouble, so I didn't have my car, so I wasn't going like I wanted to. But now I've been more consistent on what each day is for, which body part, and I've been going. My fitness is super important to me. I am 32. I am not getting any younger, but I don't want to look like I'm getting older. So yeah, I am taking care of my fitness, and I want longevity. I want to live long. So therefore, I will be in the gym. I will be working out, even if it's just to get there, go on treadmill for 30 minutes and leave. I am going to the gym. Yeah, I am. Number 9 is sleep. Only have two more. Number 9 is sleep. I try to stay consistent with my sleep schedule. 9:30 in the bed. Winding down starts around 7 p.m. I do not do anything after 7 p.m. that is work related. It is time for bedtime tea. It is time for gospel music, or if I listen to R&B, you know. I don't usually take phone calls at that time of the day. I am clocked out. Friendships, all of it done for the day. I prioritize my sleep. I don't play because my profession, I need rest in order to perform well, and I do not need to be restless while I'm there. So sleep is important, non-negotiable, by the way. Um, number 10. Oh, number 10 is following through. When I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. I no longer say I'm going to do something and don't do it anymore. I literally follow through. And I realize that when I follow through, I feel more proud of myself. I feel like I had a productive day and it makes me feel good inside and it makes my hormones excited and therefore it makes my body happy. So, yeah, I try to make sure I follow through all the time. Am I perfect? Do I follow these non negotiables and these habits to the T every single day? No. But I will say that 82% of the time I'm showing up in this way every day in the way that I need to. And yeah, my identity has shifted. It's shifted so much just from changing my small habits and being more consistent and not allowing motivation to drive me, but consistency. and taking each day at a time. My identity shifts. I have become someone who is disciplined, consistent, and intentional. Disciplined, consistent, and intentional. And I realized that the more I became those three things, the more I've been attracting good things in my life. So when you focus on you and you focus on your journey with God, you will attract the good things. I promise you. Be intentional with your life, be intentional with your habits, and you will see a difference in your identity. Until next week, guys, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, you should subscribe. Hello. It's only going to get better around here. We're just in the beginning stages and things will be growing. So, like I said, if you haven't already, subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.